Hello everyone, it's going to be the lesson 7 and episode 3. We are going to start hands-on. We are on our way to build our basic generative AI model. So the very first step is to install Python and integrate it with PyTorch. As I mentioned last video as well, we are going to install Python on Windows. Now, installing Python on Windows, as you can see in the screen, is pretty simple, but there are certain things that we need to consider. Now, as you can see in the screen, Python, you can see when you go to the site, you can see the latest version. But what happens is, with integration with PyTorch, we won't be able to integrate the latest version. Always it's not possible to integrate the latest version with PyTorch because there are some compatible issues. Now, if you go to PyTorch website, this is PyTorch. So they are clearly mentioned. They have clearly mentioned when you go down, installing on Windows, you can see they are clearly telling under prerequisites the version compatibility. Installing on Windows. This is prerequisite is here, Windows 10, and it says currently Python on Windows only supports, you can see the version 3.8 to 3.11, that is what. So you can integrate PyTorch with that Python versions only. If you go to Python site, they have the latest 3.12 versions. You can see here 3.12, but what happens if you try to integrate PyTorch with that? I have regenerated that error. So this is what happens. So I just for demonstration purpose I did that one, I generated the error. So this is I have installed Python 3.12. You can see that the py is the command to check the version, py command, and so 3.12. and if I try to install, you can see this is a mistake actually. We can't run the pip package installer within Python, no, right? That's fine. But with the package installer, Python program install pip, that is the package management for Python. And actually pip, we know that I have a small guide here. So in that guide, you can see the steps are given for explanation purpose. You can see the PIP is a recursive acronym for Prepared Install Program. So PIP stands for Prepared Install Program. Basically, it's the package manager for Python. And if we try to install it here like this, you can see what happens. PIP install Torch version, Torch audio could not find a version that satisfied. So likewise, that's how the version issue comes in. So this command is available on PyTorch website. So they have given the way to install. You can see this is the command. It is there. So you have to be careful on that, the version compatibility and with the correct version. So what you have to do, don't download the latest version on Python. Go to 3.11 versions, and if you can see with the correct version. This is again, I have downloaded 3.11. Now see, this is 3.11 version, and with that, pretty simple, you can install. But there are another few considerations when installing Python. Let me show that one as well, because the path variable, that is very important. Let me show that one. I think I have Python download here. Yes, this is 3.11. If I click that one, and since it is almost installed, that's why it says to uninstall. I can modify or something I can do like that. This is just to change the existing installation. Let me go back and I can uninstall. I just want to demonstrate one important point. Let me uninstall and reinstall. There is an important point here. Okay, it is gone. I think if you want to do a complete uninstallation, we can go our uninstall program on Windows, this one, and there's a Python installer. Let's check whether it is gone or not. Yeah, since I use the Python uninstaller, it's gone. Normally, if you uninstall from here, you have to remove it separately. Python program uninstaller and the installer. There are two things: Python installer and the installer manager. So both you have to remove. Now, if I click to install Python again, this is 3.11. This is the important one. You have to make sure that you are ticking this checkbox. Very important. This is to add the Python exe to the path. Otherwise, there are issues when you're running Python. So therefore, make sure you are ticking this checkbox, and very simple. You can just click and it will keep on. It will do the installation. So let it go, and it will be successfully installed. And once you do the installation, you can come back, and this is what I have done. You can just check the version py, or you can say Python -- version, either way. And then the next thing is that our integration with PyTorch. So this is how we do that. Earlier this command failed due to the versioning compatibility. You can see in this window, this is the mistake I demonstrated earlier, because with the 3.12 version it's not compatible. PyTorch is not compatible, so you get this error. But now with the compatible version, you can see pip install successfully. It will go on. For you, it will now this is already satisfied because I have done the installation number of times. So that's why for the first time, if you do, it will download the relevant packages, and finally it will go like this, and it will complete the installation without any issue. Then you can run the py command again. You can see now Python 3.11 is there, and just to check whether Torch is working, PyTorch is working properly, you can just type the command import torch, and the prompt comes without any error. It will wait for 1 minute, roughly less than a minute, and it will back to the Python prompt. So that means there are no errors. If there are mistakes, for example, some numpy or any packages are not installed properly, there will be errors on this import command, because we are trying to import the Torch module to our Python program to generate a model. Let's do that. Let's run the program later, but this is just a simple command to test. Or you can run this command as well, pip show torch. So it will show the correct version of the Torch installation, PyTorch installation, if the installation is successful. So basically, this is all about installation and integration with Python and PyTorch, integrating PyTorch with Python. So not a big deal, but just make sure you are following that correct steps. Okay. So from the next session onwards, we will start building, writing the code, understanding each step by step about the code, about the Python code and PyTorch codes and functionalities. To build our basic generative AI model, GAN model, because we need to define the class of generative classes, and those things are there. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Right, thanks.